how Kelsey and I met. First off, we met in Pennsylvania. Her dad came to be the youth pastor there, and I was a 15-year-old kid in the youth group. I remember the first time I saw her. It was probably about a week after she'd been there. I was walking around the corner of the church, and she came coming my direction, and she had her puppy Cody with her. And she was wearing a red bandana in her hair, and she had just tennis shoes on, these big old culotte things, and just like walking around, whatever. And I remember saying hi to her, I think, and that's about it. And that's when I first saw her. I don't know why I remember that, because it wasn't a big dramatic thing. I didn't look at her and think, wow, this girl's really cool, or this is the girl I want to marry. But I remember seeing her there, and then I started hanging out with her dad a lot, working with him, building his house, doing church things together. And probably around 17 is when I knew that she was the one I was supposed to marry, and I was pretty sure of that. And I remember even one time sitting in the basement, we're working on Pastor John's hot water tank, and word had gotten out. I guess I told somebody, one of my friends maybe, that I knew who I was going to marry. And I remember she asked me who it was, and her dad was right there, and that got really awkward, and I was kind of embarrassed. I lied about some other girl that way, I didn't have to say it in front of them. But around 17, I was pretty sure she was the one, and I knew she was younger than me. I knew there would be a lot of waiting involved, so I tried not to push anything. But since then, she's been my best friend longer than I've liked her. Just everything I do is more fun if she's around, and I enjoy being with her. A couple stories I enjoy is when we write each other letters. When she was at camp or at college or something, she'd write the letter and she'd fill out the first page. And at the bottom of the page, she'd draw a little arrow telling me to go to the back page. And it always cracked me up, like I couldn't figure that out by myself by flipping the page over and seeing the handwriting. But she'd do simple things like that, and it was always a good time hanging out with her. We really enjoyed prepping for vacation Bible school together, doing things together, because pretty much everything her dad did for the church, I did it with him to help, and so she'd come along, we'd cut trees down, we'd go horseback riding, all kinds of stuff. The proposal was fun. It was, I think what I liked most about it is that it surprised her. She didn't see it coming.
Abe proposed very creatively. We had just come off of a summer where I was working at camp, and we went to the mall one day. And
we actually went and looked at rings one day, and so she assumed I didn't have a ring or anything, and that we were several days off.
So we went through this whole entire process, and we finally found a ring I liked. I was all excited. He told me I had to save up for it.
But I really already had the ring, had it all planned, and that was just to throw off. And then the next day we went on like a 10-mile bike ride, and she didn't really want to go, but I played it off like I really wanted to go.
The next day, it was like a 90-degree day in July, and he was insistent on going on a bike ride.
And then even on the way there, I kept telling her, I was like, we can turn around, we don't have to do this, to try and play it off and distract her. And I don't know what I would have done if she said yes and we turned around.
So I was like, well, he doesn't ask me to do a lot, so I'll go with him. I'm getting halfway through this bike ride, I'm sweating, it's gross, there's bugs chasing me. And he's like, we can go back if you want. And I was like, no, we'll go. I wanted to stick it out and be persistent with him. And then we finally get to this trestle. It's like way high over a little creek.
But when we got to the trestle, we had a table set up, coming.
And we're walking across, just talking, and we come across this table, and it had a little box on it. It had a picture frame that was facing down. It had sparkling cider and little wine glasses. And I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness, we are on, like, we can't be here. Somebody's gonna propose, and we can't be here. We're gonna ruin it. So I'm looking both directions. I'm like, hey, we have to get out of here. He's like, no, what's gonna happen? He's like, somebody's gonna propose here, and we can't be here.
And she just didn't see it coming. I think her surprise was my favorite part about it.
He's like, let's see what's on the picture. I'm like, no way, we can't do that. Like, felt like I was like desecrating the ground. And so finally he talked me into it, and I looked up the picture frame, and it was a picture of us. And then I was like, it took me a little while to believe it, because I was like, no, we just pretended this is impossible. But he had done that to throw me off. So then he got down on one knee and told me he loved me, I was his best friend, he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. And then I cried and said yes.
But she's been my best friend for a long time, and even when she'd tell me about couples and their drama and the problems they have, I many times would tell her, that's why I'm glad she's not my girlfriend, she's my best friend. And so definitely very blessed to be with her, and I can't wait to marry her today.